problem number 2, the end of the boom at point O in the figure is subjected to three concurrent and coplanar forces. Determine the magnitude and direction of the resultant force. Now, first thing that we are going to do here is to visualize asan ba yung mga components ng mga forces na to. So for the force 1, it is purely horizontal, so this is just a horizontal. So this has only the horizontal components. For the F2 here, you have the F2x directed to the right, F2y directed upward. Now for F3x, this is directed to the left, and F3y, this is directed upward. Now, for the resultant force along the x direction, so that's Rx, this is just equal to the summation of the forces along the x direction. So, for the F1, this is directed to the left, so our sign convention here is if it is directed to the right, that is positive, and directed to the left, that is negative. So, this F1 here is horizontal, purely horizontal to the left, and that's negative F1. For the F2x, that is directed to the right, so we have here F2x, it's positive because it's directed to the right. And the x component of the force 3, so that's directed to the left, so that's minus F3x. Now, we have F1, so that's 400, it's negative. And F2x, so we have the F2, so it's positive F2, so it's 250. And the x component is the opposite of the angle 45, so opposite from the SOHCAHTOA is sine. So this is sine 45 minus F3x, so F3 is 200 in the x component, so that is the run over the diagonal given is the slope of 3/4. So we have here the horizontal, that's 4 over the diagonal 5. So computing for the resultant force along the x direction, that is negative 400 plus 250 sine of 45 degrees minus 200 4 over 5, and that is equal to negative 383.22. So we have negative 383.22 Newton. And as you can see here, we have negative, so meaning the Rx is 383.22 Newton directed to the left. Now computing for the Ry, we have Ry is summation of the forces along the y direction. So this is equal to, for F1, wala tayong y component, so that's 0. For the F2, it is directed upward, so we have F2y positive. And for the F3, it is also directed upward, so it's F3y positive. So computing for the Ry, we have, for the F2y, we have 250. The angle is 45, and F2y is adjacent of 45, so we have here cosine 45. And F3y, we have plus F3, that is 200, and we have here the vertical component, that's 3 over the diagonal 5. Now computing for the value of the Ry, we have $250 cosine 45 plus 200 multiplied by 3 over 5. And this is equal to 296.78. 296.78 Newton. Since positive yung lumabas na sagot, meaning the resultant along the y direction is directed upward. So, with this, we have Rx directed to the left and Ry directed upward. So, we have this Rx and Ry here. So, meaning this is the direction of the resultant. Now, our resultant is directed to quadrant 2 and it is measured from the horizontal with theta x. So, now, computing for the value of the resultants are, it is equal to the square root of rx squared plus ry squared. So, the resultant is equal to the square root of rx at 383.22 squared plus ry, that is 296.78 squared. So we have the resultant r is equal to the square root of 383.22 squared plus 296.78 squared. And this is equal to 484.70 Newton. 484.70 Newton. And this is the answer for the resultant R. Now computing for the theta x. So theta x is equal to the arctangent of the opposite of theta x, so that's ry, over the adjacent of theta x, that's rx. We have the arctangent of ry, that is 296.78 Newton, over the rx, that is 383.22 Newton. So computing for the value of theta x is equal to arctangent of 296.78 over 383.22. So that is equal to 37.76 degrees. So 37.76 degrees. And this is our answer for the direction of the resultant force R.